Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393 is the phone number if you want to get in touch with us during the course of the show. There's so much to go over. And Jeffy, been excited to bring up college football with you.
I'm looking forward to that.
Been excited about it.
I know.
Because you were quite skeptical last week of my Cougars when I told you BYU was going to beat Kansas State.
And they did. They looked awesome.
They pummeled them.
They looked awesome.
They didn't just beat them.
No, they looked awesome.
They looked awesome.
A year from now, a win's a win. You win by 1, you win by 100. Win's a win.
Yeah, it was somewhere in between there, like 29.
Yeah,
they won by 29.
They looked good.
They
definitely
did,
looked
didn't
good. Yeah, they did.
And you know that they are still an underdog this weekend going into Baylor.
Yeah.
Jeez, what do you have to do?
Yeah. Well, they're ranked.
Fine, though.
They're ranked now, right? They're 22nd in the country, so they're good. My Missouri Tigers, I told you, was going to be a struggle against Vanderbilt.
And
which
it
always
was.
Is. It's funny, Missouri Tigers, they keep winning, and yet they keep dropping in the rankings. It's weird.
Yeah.
They were 6th. We won against a ranked team. We dropped. Then we won against a conference team, and we dropped. That's kind of strange. I'm not quite sure I understand that process.
It is frustrating when that happens, though, isn't it?
I mean, we looked like crap against Vanderbilt, no question. We looked bad. But, again,
they don't look like a top 10 team. At least they didn't over the weekend.
Well, that's why they're not top 10 anymore.
Right. What are they? 11, 12?
Yeah, 11. So if we and now we're off this week, so we'll probably be 15th by the time we go into Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Which is not going to be fun going into College Station 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. I've not been paying
Texas
attention to A&M. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. They're ranked. They're ranked now again.
Are they?
So we'll see what happens this week, but I don't think they're undefeated.
Okay. 3-1.
Yeah. Yeah, they lost that first game, I think, right? They were supposed to win. Anyway, it doesn't.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't care.
Boy, they
not really. Not really.
Whatever.
They beat Bowling Green.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
By 6 points.
So it wasn't by the skin of their teeth.
No, it wasn't.
They lost by 10 to Notre Dame. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, that was the game.
Oh,
that was good.
Right.
That was a good game. Your boys.
Yeah, they didn't deliver this
did
weekend.
not. They're in the.
It's a sore spot.
They did. They're like 31st in the country, though. There's still others receiving votes.
So there you go.
That's good.
There's a silver lining.
Which would have been a major victory a month ago.
Yeah, right.
For Nebraska.
They do have a favorable schedule, though, I would say, until, as you've mentioned many times, Ohio State, which is,
Who's up
November?
Purdue Saturday morning, yeah.
Purdue's pretty beatable, as Notre Dame demonstrated.
No doubt about that.
Man, 66-7 was that game. Jeez, that's crazy. All right. So I just do want to say, yes, go ahead.
I was just going to say, your BYU Cougars, the homeboy from Kansas State, their quarterback, said he was going to donate money to his old high school coach or principal or something that was sick, and for every touchdown he scored. He didn't score one.
Didn't score any.
But the
BYU
fans donated a bunch of money. He's between $40,000 and $50,000 now to
it's really
for
cool.
the cause. That's really nice.
That's really great. It shows that there's things more important than football, and that was demonstrated. Yes. Okay. And speaking of football and things more important, Brett Favre just testified in front of Congress yesterday, and he revealed that he's got Parkinson's.
Yeah.
At 54 years old. Dang, that's really sad.
Really sad. If it's
now, what
true.
was he? If it's
true, it's really sad.
Now, why are you adding that addendum?
No,
I'm just saying.
I'm
just saying. He was testifying. Had nothing to do with Parkinson's. He's testifying with him about the dealings in Mississippi where they were scamming a bunch of money between him and his daughter's volleyball team
money?
and the governor, and some speaking fees that he didn't have to go and speak at, which they claim he's paid back all that money. But
so you're saying that the headline
I'm just saying it's interesting that he's testifying at that, and then by the way, I've got Parkinson's.
Mm-hmm. And nobody's talking about anything that was said about
that's right.
the fraud.
We just forget about the whole.
It's the Parkinson's.
I know.
I'm on the Jeffy train on this one 100%.
So I don't want him to have Parkinson's. I think it's a horrible disease.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible. I don't want anybody to get Parkinson's ever.
I've seen
the ravages of Parkinson's in my own personal life. It's terrible.
Yeah.
However,
I'm
just saying.
Interesting time to bring it up.
It is.
Certainly a good way to deflect.
It's an interesting way to deflect.
Wow. He also claimed he estimated that he's had 1,000 concussions.
Oh, my.
I believe that.
1,000?
I believe that probably.
You believe 1,000?
1,000 hits to the head or 1,000 concussions?
No, he says 1,000 concussions.
Yeah, but the hits to the head, everybody thinks that those are, minor concussions. Or over the years of playing football, sure.
Wow.
Okay, I don't know. Wow.
I mean, you'd have to play a lot of games to get 1,000 concussions.
I feel you'd be a vegetable at that point.
You would think.
Concussions.
You would think. But I think he's alleging that that's what brought on the Parkinson's.
Right.
And plus, you need the subtext of the headline because you can't, put in the Brett Favre reveals he has Parkinson's. Was at a fraud hearing in front of Congress.
Correct.
Instead, it's Brett Favre reveals he has Parkinson's.
1,000
claims
concussions.
1,000 concussions.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Well, I hope he.
And I thought for sure Keith would be on the, is he vaxxed?
Well, he's not dead.
So
if he would have dropped dead at the hearing, then he'd be on that.
There's all kinds of cases talking about fast tracking of all kinds of diseases because
That's true.
of the
Some
vaccines.
of them cancerous.
Yeah.
So who knows? I mean, when we find out the truth on the other side, it's gonna be
ugly,
staggering.
It sure is.
This is interesting. I did just Google at your urging, is Brett Favre vaccinated? And I found a story from August of 2021 where he says he didn't feel like he wanted to disclose his vaccination status.
Which means he's not.
He might not be. Okay.
I don't want to disclose it. Huh.
Wow.
Fascinating.
That is interesting.
All right.
Oh, wow. He said he believes that we're part of a human trial, and that's why people are frightened to take the shots.
My gosh.
My goodness. There you go.
Okay.
So obviously he didn't get vaxxed.
Right.
So it's not from
That's not that.
Yeah,
it's
Jeffy.
not that.
Right. All right. So the big UN speech from some guy who showed up there. Nobody knows who this guy is or what
let
he
him
was
in, though.
talking about, but they did let him in.
Let him in.
Some old man that just started babbling. And here's some of what that old man had to say.
When I came to office as president, Afghanistan had replaced Vietnam as America's longest war. I was determined to end it, and I did.
I did.
It was a hard decision, but the right decision. 4 American presidents had faced that decision, but I was determined not to leave it to the 5th. It was a decision accompanied by tragedy. 13 brave Americans lost their lives, along with hundreds of Afghans in a suicide.
Is that the first time he's ever mentioned that?
I think it is, actually.
I think it is.
I know he hasn't said their names still.
I don't know that he's ever even mentioned it before. Now, all of a sudden. Isn't that fascinating? After all of the publicity about Trump showing up for the families because they invited him, shortly before Labor Day. And, shortly before Labor Day. And so for him to now mention it on the way out, after everything's calmed down, this is pathetic. What a douchebag this guy is.
He's despicable.
He
horrible.
is despicable. And he, because he can't ballyhoo the fact that it was a successful withdrawal. It was the greatest withdrawal of all time. I didn't want it to be like Vietnam. It was exactly like Vietnam.
Yep.
Maybe worse than the withdrawal from Vietnam. I mean, exact same things happened. Americans died, civilians died, and the enemy then took over the country immediately, just like Vietnam. Wow.
Oh, we haven't seen any.
Wow.
Did we ever see Vietnamese parades with our military vehicles or stuff? I don't know. Maybe we did.
I don't believe we did. I was pretty young at the time, but I think we would have noticed.
I think so,
and
too.
Remembered something like that.
I think so too. So you made the case that it is a lot worse.
Let's see if we can get through this. Is there more here?
Tragedy. 13 brave Americans lost their lives, along with hundreds of Afghans in a suicide bomb.
He threw in the hundreds of Afghans.
I think those lost lives. I think them every day.
Do you?
I think those lost lives. I think them every day.
Them every day?
Think them every day.
Okay.
Every day.
Is it the Americans' lives that you think, or was it the Afghan lives?
That's a fair question.
He doesn't know what he's saying, so there's no way to tell.
Matter.
It's like the metric system. There's no way to tell. Play that last 10 or 15 seconds because he can't even get through this. You can't read this on the teleprompter properly?
I think them every day.
Seriously? Here it is.
13 brave Americans lost their lives, along with hundreds of Afghans in a suicide bomb. I think those lost lives, I think them every day.
He thinks those lost lives, I think them every day.
He's good. I mean, he's good.
It's embarrassing how good he is, isn't it? It's embarrassing.
You hate to see him go.
Yeah, this is our guy, and we'd like to share him with the world, but we can't because we're too darn proud of him.
We are.
The president is the best communicator that we have in the White House.
Hold on a second. I just thought of something. So you know how presidents, they go off and they make boku bucks off of speaking fees, right? Can you imagine booking former President Joe Biden as our featured speaker tonight? Oh, that would be a blast.
Man. So this was yesterday. Mm-hmm. So did he spend the night in New York? Because he's got the View today, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, probably.
He's got the View appearance today, so boy, I bet you New York.
Things are going to be convenient there.
With the UN in town until the end of the month, and then the president shows up. Holy cow!
What a nightmare.
You're not moving around in Manhattan today.
We hated those times.
Just
when the
agonizing.
UN's in session and the president comes to the UN. It's just
all the roads are
nightmare.
shut down and blocked, and it's just a nightmare.
Yeah,
shelter in place.
And Tim Walz is in town as well. He was
well.
Yeah,
I might as well shut the whole thing down.
Is he giving us a pep rally?
No, he was hanging out with George Soros' son.
Of course he was.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting. Well, yeah, they just got the deal passed for them to buy all the radio stations.
Yeah,
so
boy, the FCC moving really fast.
We'll get into that
dinner.
Yeah. We'll get into that later on. But Democrat Senator Joe Manchin responded.
Oh, he responded to Kamala Harris saying that we need to get rid of the filibuster.
This is interesting.
So that we can make sure that Roe v. Wade and abortion rights and all that crap is
well, because women are losing all their rights.
They
right?
sure are.
You know, the rights to kill people.
They've almost never had it worse.
Almost not. Because how dare you take away the right to murder children? How dare you do that?
Yeah, we got to make sure that the baby murdering is allowed.
And I thought we could still kill the babies if we wanted to.
Well, yeah, but
right
only
now
in certain
you
states.
Okay.
Right. But sometimes it's inconvenient to go kill a baby, and you don't want that.
No, you don't.
You want the power of the federal government behind the ability to kill babies.
You do. And you want to be able to just drive across the street. Maybe not even that.
No, I don't even want that.
You know what you should have is traveling abortion clinics that show up at your house, so you don't have to go anywhere.
If you have to travel somewhere, that's inconvenient.
It's inconvenient and it's unconstitutional, according to them. But Democrat Senator Joe Manchin had this to say about it.
I've been very clear in my whole career is that the 60-vote threshold that we basically operate under in the Senate is
the filibuster
is essential for us to maintain the type of type of longevity we need in our bills, the type of security in our bills, and basically how we do business. It makes us different any place in the world. We're the most deliberate body in the world. So I've been very, very, very clear on how strongly I believe that when you go down that slippery path, you don't just do it for one issue. There's so many important issues that people have. What's important to me might not be important to you, and vice versa. So anyone says, well, I'm just going to eliminate the filibuster or the 60-vote threshold for this one subject. Well, Harry Reid tried that. District and circuit courts, circuit judges. And then the Republicans came back and did it for the Supreme Court. So once you start down that policy, and on policies, you have everything under the sun thrown at, and it'll just dissipate. And then you flip-flop back and forth. You have no continuity whatsoever, and no stability in what we do here.
Also,
I mean, that was
abortion.
60 seconds of perfect sense from Joe Manchin. And Kyrsten Sinema tweeted out yesterday, to state the supremely obvious, eliminating the filibuster to codify Roe versus Wade also enables a future Congress to ban all abortion nationwide. What an absolutely terrible, short-sighted idea.
Thank you.
So you got two Democrats in the Senate that are saying, we're not doing this.
As long as they stick to that,
yes,
I applaud them. Thank you for having some common sense and caring about American democracy. But when push comes to shove, way too often, like almost every time, Joe Manchin just caves in.
Yeah, okay.
Will he do that again? Probably. But it's great to hear from him once in a while where he, states the obvious.
This is his way, too, of being able to, when he caves, to say, well, I had to. It's just a matter of doing business. I didn't want to. I don't want to. You know how I feel.
Right.
But
But
what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Also, Senator Chris Coons, co-chair of Kamala Harris's campaign, yesterday defended the Democrat plan to tax unrealized gains. Man, can you believe are you going to actually defend this position?
Co-chair of her campaign. I mean, that is shocking. They won't let this go.
Wow. Here's what Coons said.
Taxing on unrealized gains, and while it would not impact me at this point, I do worry that down the road it would be extended. It's just a new way of looking at things to say, we're going to tax what you don't have.
Right. Thank you.
That's a sore point, and it's a big deal. Is that something you think she firmly believes in?
I think it's part of the proposals of the campaign, which is to try and find some way to get at this system of buy, borrow, die that allows the very wealthiest Americans to borrow against the unrealized gains in their portfolio.
My gosh.
Wow.
You're dumbfounded to even speak about. How do you respond to that?
You march on D.C. with pitchforks. That's what I mean. So help me. I dare you.
My gosh. I mean, it's
unrealized gains.
Yeah.
You know what? We're going to call those unrealized taxes. You're not getting that money. Screw you. It doesn't exist. It's not in your account. You have not cashed this in. Your stock that you're holding could plummet tomorrow.
Right.
Are they going to come back? Is the government going to be like, oh, sorry, we took this money out.
Of course
unrealized gains. Here's a rebate check. Screw you.
Again, there shouldn't be capital gains taxes.
Thank you.
Because you've already paid the tax on the money you invested. The government's got no right to get any gain you get from that. They don't have any right. It's theft. It's just sheer, unadulterated, legalized theft.
You talk about an Overton window pad. You just said it. There shouldn't be capital gains tax. We're not even having that argument about money that we've taken out that they're going to tax.
In fact, she plans to increase the capital gains tax.
Capital gains tax and money that were not even realized yet.
Yeah.
It's absolute insanity. These people are dangerous. They are nation destroyers.
And it's bad enough that you have to forecast, you have to prophesy the amount of money you're going to make next year so that you have to pay the IRS in advance. Otherwise, you're penalized on certain things and certain income if you're running a business. Like, we've already paid our taxes for next year because we had to. Yeah. Otherwise, we're going to get penalized if we don't pay. Okay, you were just taking this much. We should have realized we owe you more than that. It's insane. And we fought a war of independence over way less than this.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Way less.
We're way past that.
Oh, my gosh. The founders would have been in love with what they had at the time if they would have known what's to come. I mean, we'd still be a British colony. So maybe it's a good thing. Unbelievable. Coons also tried to defend how little Kamala has done so far when it comes to interviews.
If she would come on this show, and just like you do, and hopefully President Trump's going to come on, former President Trump, if she would come on, we could get answers to a lot of these things. And I'm just wondering, as a surrogate that advises the campaign, there is an effort to rope-a-dope this thing right to the election, in my view. And the other side's done 40 or 50 interviews with J.D. Vance. I think I don't have to take my shoes off to count on my fingers and toes how many interviews that she's done along with Governor Walz. And that looks like a deliberate effort, just not to face the hard questions and to try to, I don't know, I think Americans might finally say, I don't like the way this is working. I want to know. I think Andrew was getting at that in another way, that we would like to know something. We'd like to see questions asked and answers provided for all these things. And we may never get that. We only got 40 days left.
We just had Vice President Harris say, yes, let's do another presidential debate. And Donald Trump say no. And you have to agree that a nationally televised hour-long debate is one way to answer a lot of direct questions.
So it's just sitting down with an interview.
Which you won't do.
And one of the concerns I've heard, I'm here in New York for the UN General Assembly. I've met with heads of state from South America, from Africa, from Europe, from Asia, foreign ministers, defense ministers, heads of state. All of them have questions about the reliability of the United States and our relationships with core allies. That's one of the key factors I also hope voters will take into account. is that Donald Trump promised he would be an unconventional president, and he overperformed.
But the answer is she's too busy? That should be
crazy
in a stack list. I got to learn how to use the term stack list. That would be number one for my stack list, is to be transparent and open about what my plans are if I'm elected president.
If you're proud of your policies, you want to talk about them to anybody who will ask. Obviously, she's not. She knows she can't get elected.
She doesn't have any.
With her real values that she claims haven't changed.
I'm trying to figure out why because she's so selective with these interviews, why she settled on Wisconsin Public Radio. So it's less chance that anything stupid you say, like ending the filibuster for abortion, that's going to become a viral moment. It's not a visual, right? I don't have audio. I didn't find any clips on that. But I was looking at, and you're going to your progressive base, public radio audience in Wisconsin. And so while that clip was playing, I was like, let's just see how she's doing in Wisconsin. I thought that was in the bag. I mean, these recent polls have gone in the last, 3 weeks now, from Harris +4, Harris +2, Harris +1. Are they getting nervous about Wisconsin, and that's where she's deciding to go do an interview to a public radio audience?
I think they're nervous about everything.
I think
the word is that they're very concerned about their internal polling. Yeah. If your internal polling shows you've got problems, then you're really in trouble.
Yeah,
and that's the issue with her.
And I know you're going to get to it in a little bit here. We have new polling numbers out from Quinnipiac that are interesting.
Okay. Yeah, good. All right. We live in a time where everything feels more expensive and value seems to be slipping away. Fortunately, companies like Undertac are here and offering top quality men's basics that deliver real value. Their socks, made from battle weave wool, are 5 times stronger than merino wool. And their ring-spun cotton hoodies and joggers provide incredible comfort. Every patriot needs their EDC T-shirt 3-pack as well. Undertac's boxers stand out by using modal fabric, which is 50% more moisture-wicking than cotton. That's antibacterial, and it's a lot softer. It feels better, it works better, and they have women's Undertac shorts now for the tactical lady in your life. Just visit undertac.com today. Use the promo code PAT20 and you'll get 20% off site-wide with exceptional comfort, a really solid guarantee, and a price that's hard to beat. Undertac also donates a portion of their profits to organizations fighting against human trafficking. Stock up now and experience a difference that's Undertac. Undertac.com, spelled UNDERTAC. Undertac. Undertac.com. And don't forget to use the promo code PAT20.
Pat Gray is Unleashed.
Thank you. So, interviews aren't the only things that Kamala is hiding from. Earlier this week, Cardinal Dolan spoke on her invitation to the Al Smith dinner being rejected.
We're disappointed. We were looking forward to giving the vice president an enthusiastic welcome. And we were confident that she would find this. She speaks very much about the high ideals and how it's good to get away from division and come together in unity and all. Well, that's what the Al Smith dinner is all about. We haven't given up yet. We're not used to this. We don't know how to handle it. This hasn't happened in 40 years since Walter Mondale turned down the invitation. And remember, he lost 49 out of 50 states. I don't want to say there's a direct connection there. But so we're not used to this. And we're not giving up. You know who's been a help to us, Lauren, is Senator Schumer and Governor Hochul. They both are working hard to see that they convince her to come.
So there's still a chance.
Yeah, and Senator Schumer said to me, he said, I don't think she made the decision. I think her schedulers are saying she can't make it.
Well, she's so busy. She is so busy. She's got no time to speak to people. Okay?
No time.
No, got no time. There's no time left for you.
Oh, I hope so.
She's on her way to better things. She's got no time left for you.
If I'm singing that tomorrow.
And you will be. You. And you're welcome.
So that's the Al Smith dinner. That's where Trump just went off on Hillary Clinton. Remember that? Everyone's all black tie affair, and they're all up there. And
Oh, yeah, you like roasted
just
her.
roasted her for like 10 or 12 minutes. Just straight through.
Jeez.
So let's go. Maybe she saw that and doesn't want that to happen to her.
Maybe. I mean, Trump's fun, and he's capable of roasting people. And he was at a Pennsylvania grocery store yesterday. So here's what he had to say there. What happened?
The best crew in the world.
So how do you do against the big stores? How do you do?
You know, I'm very proud because every year we've been up, except for the last 3 years because of this
Every
inflation.
year we've been up.
It's
except for
exactly what you said. The prices are up, but our sales are down. So we've had to get super creative in how we use our space to try to.
Prices go up and yet your sales are down.
Yeah. So it's been brutal just to try to. Thankfully, I have a great crew, great staff. My family. We work
How long
together.
has this been open?
We've been in business 25 years.
Wow.
We bought it. This store where you're standing there has been a grocery store since 1929.
Wow, that's great.
Wow. Okay.
That was just a simple, just normal conversation. Kamala Harris could not have pulled that simple conversation off with a regular guy.
No way.
And she just admitted it. So there you go. There was more interaction there at the grocery store.
A woman came in with 3 apples. She put them down at the cash register, and she realized she couldn't afford 3, and she brought one back. And that shouldn't be this country. Oh. She brought one back, and she bought 2 instead of 3. Oh. That shouldn't be this.
No, it shouldn't be.
That's a fact.
No
shouldn't
kidding.
be. Now, the other day, he was actually giving people money to help them with their groceries.
Yeah.
That would have been fun yesterday, too. You couldn't afford, what, $7 for an apple? What's the matter with you? You need to work harder, okay? That's embarrassing.
Thank you, Pat. Someone had to say it.
You got apples on sale for just $7.
That's it, though.
You can't buy 3 of them for only $21? Come on. I mean, that's how bad it is.
Don't they have a 3-pack deal?
Yes, you can get them for $20.95.
You don't get the pre-shrunk. No, don't get the... Because then they put the bruced one.
Oh, I know, in the
true.
bags.
They do
Yeah, the
put
bag
those
apples
ones.
are bad.
Yes, they do.
I don't like those.
Yeah.
Used to be, remember, you'd buy a bag of maybe a dozen apples. That would be $432 now. So people don't do that anymore. I mean, let's not get ridiculous that you get a whole dozen of it.
Exactly.
Something as expensive
And if
as
you're
an
paying
apple.
$432 for a bag, you don't want them bruised.
No,
No,
that's
you
right.
do not.
Because then you're pissed.
No, you do not.
People start to expect perfection just because they're paying $432 for a bag of apples. You people are so picky. You make me sick.
How many apples are in a bag? I mean,
12.
12.
Yeah, 12. You get a whole dozen for $432. It's not
That's
like
a steal.
3.
That's a steal.
I'm not good at math, but it feels like if I picked them out for $7 each, I could have gotten a better deal.
No, don't do the math.
No.
Don't do the math, Keys.
Yeah,
It's
don't
difficult.
do the math.
6:30 in the morning.
You've
Don't do the
admitted many times you're not good at
That's
math.
a fact.
And you're showing it right now.
That's
It's
a fact.
embarrassing.
Okay.
It's
math. Very
embarrassing.
embarrassing.
My bad. Okay, now, Chris, this next clip from the Pennsylvania grocery store you sent in, and I'm going to give you a chance to see if your observation, because I don't know what you're going to say about this. I want to see if we all have the same observation of this clip.
Mm-hmm.
They are destroying our country. Then you add inflation to it, and you add the bad economy, and you talk to the people right here that are paying 30, 40, 50% more for their groceries, which I think I can say is right. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct.
It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to win the election. We're going to turn the country around. We're going to get energy prices way down. That's going to bring other prices way down. And we're going to take care of crime. We're going to stop the crime. And we're going to deport the criminals that have been brought into our country. They're going back to the jails from which they came. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I don't know what your pause it. Just leave it there for a sec. I don't know what your observations are going to be, but A, the tie is way too long again.
Okay.
B, the SUV is parked.
Yes, that's my
right.
That's it. That's what I was telling you guys.
At the door.
That's right. Yeah.
They're
Chris.
really taking it serious with they're putting tents up every time he gets off.
Good.
Interesting.
Back that car up right to the door.
That's got to
Bring
be
it inside.
I love
a
it.
security deal, right?
Yes, it is.
That's terrible towel.
I need to see.
Too.
Oh gosh.
A terrible towel.
Go Steelers, right? So
right.
the point about what he just made, those 2 points, that's what we've been saying for a year. Those need to be his talking points, period.
Yes.
The border, the economy.
Yep.
That's it. Stay on message, please, until
If that
November.
SUV had backed up the doors, they'd close, save a little AC money.
Jeffy will chew the fat next.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
here. B. DeBodine tweets, a win is not just a win, Jeffy. If you're a ranked team and you don't blow a lesser team out, they count that against you. It's true.
That's true.
And you drop in the polls. It
funny,
may not
though.
be fair, but that's the way it is.
Funny, I know, but then, of course, when we beat the ranked team, we dropped as well. So,
well, you didn't beat them by very much, though.
It was another ranked team goes against what she's saying. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The NCAA has assured us that the margin of victory doesn't matter.
That's what we've been told.
That's what we've
which
been
is
told.
BS.
Oh, my gosh. It's such nonsense. Carl Smith, 1,000 concussions in 20 seasons is 50 per season. Is that Brett Favre math?
Thank you. Or okay,
well,
yeah,
that's, but you're talking about high school and college as well.
Maybe Brett Favre math is a result of all the concussions. See,
right.
I don't know.
Which came first? From Paco D, 1,000 concussions. Favre is still doing better than Biden. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Smallmouth
That's
bass.
for sure.
As a flanker back, Biden must have taken too many hits to the head.
Yeah.
That or Corn Pop took him behind the gym, punched him in the head every day.
That's possible because he didn't have a big black man blocking for him to make him All-American. So
Exactly.
he could have gotten some extra bumps on the head.
And from the sniper BBB, note that neither Manchin nor Sinema will be in the Senate come January.
Oh, very fair point.
Wow. Davis Jefferson, unrealized gains are the minority report of taxes.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah.
You're predicting
That's exactly
future
right.
growth, which is just so ridiculous.
We
and
believe
un-American.
you're going to make this.
Yeah, and we want you to pay the taxes on that. Now.
Right now.
Yeah, but what if I don't make that? Well, don't worry about it. Don't worry
about it. Don't worry about what you're going to... We'll do that. We'll do that for you, okay?
All right, let's get to chewing the fat.
Us entertained, this Pat's bitch, he's not unleashed or unchained. With brilliant lines like,
I'm not crazy about that,
or was it? It's no surprise he gets a segment to share his wit. Luckily, he survived the Isle of Spices combat, so Jeffy can be here now to chew the fat.
That's a little
Boy
80s
band
feel.
era,
That's
yeah.
great.
Boy band
That's
era.
a new one, right?
Yeah,
I don't
sounds
remember
good.
that one at all. Nice
I don't
job.
either.
Fury
Like
and
that
energy.
Really good.
Like that one. Attention, K-Mart shoppers. Something you're not going to hear anymore. Probably haven't heard it in a while anyway, but the retail chain is reportedly slated to close its last full-size U.S. store location in Bridgehampton, New York, October 20th.
End of an era.
They'll leave the smaller store in Miami, and they have some outposts in Guam and the U.S. Virgin Islands left.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, wow.
Remember way back in 2005 when Kmart scooped up Sears and that $11 billion
I think it was the other way
merger.
around, wasn't it?
Well, they merged
merged.
together, and because they wanted to, go up against the big box chains like Walmart and Target.
How'd that work out?
Well, at the time they had 1,400 stores. Sears almost had 900.
Wow.
Then Walmart and Costco and Sam's Club and of course Amazon kicked their butt.
Yeah.
And so they filed for bankruptcy in 2018.
Yep.
They emerged from that with 425 Kmart and Sears stores.
Okay.
And now, 6 years later, we're down to, Guam and U.S. Virgin Islands for New York. And Sears, at last count, had 12 stores left.
Oh, my God. I didn't know there were any left. Any K-Marts, because it's been out of Texas for so long.
I haven't seen them. There was one in Pennsylvania that we used to go to when we lived there when we were working in New York, but that's gone now as well.
But my mom loved
man.
K-Mart. Oh,
Yeah.
she was so loyal to it. She'd get pissed off if anybody said they were going to Walmart. She was so mad
I got Kmart.
when Helena got a Walmart because people started going there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Walmart.
I don't know where that loyalty came from.
Well, it just did because they were there forever. And Kmart did. I mean, really, Kmart was. I mean, they had the little restaurant, and then, the clothes, and and the groceries. I mean, they were really a Walmart.
The blue light flashing thing was
the
part
blue
of
light
Americana.
Special. It sure was.
Attention, Kmart shoppers. There's a blue light flashing in the hardware department. Everything's 15% off for the next, was it 15 minutes?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So you'd rush over to that section of the store and you'd get whatever was on sale. Worked really well. And then it didn't.
And then no.
And then it didn't.
And then no.
Right.
I went ahead and ordered it on Amazon and didn't have to leave my house.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry about it. Well, they're busy cleaning up the ISS. The dead weight of the Boeing Starliner is gone. The 2 Russian cosmonauts are gone. The one cosmonaut, Oleg Kononenko, broke the record for the longest stay at 374 days, and he also now holds the record for the longest cumulative time in space at 1,111 days in orbit. But Sonny Williams, one of the NASA astronauts currently stranded at the ISS, after arriving there on the Boeing Starliner spacecraft, I guess once you depart, they ring a bell for you. I hope she dusted it off when she was done, because Butch and Sonny are left there busy cleaning up.
Are they alone now?
Busy cleaning up the dump, before the SpaceX astronauts arrive. They're scheduled. They were scheduled to launch tomorrow. That's been postponed.
Oh, did it get cloudy?
It got postponed. It did get cloudy. There's a brewing storm. There's a brewing storm that aims to head up the Gulf of Mexico.
There's a hurricane coming.
Strike the Florida coast. Yeah,
a little more serious.
It's still a
than
tropical
cloudy.
storm now, as forecast to be a Hurricane Helene by the time it makes landfall. So gives the astronauts a couple more days to clean up a little bit more at the ISS.
Yeah.
So we're ready to go.
Good.
As long as we're in space, Earth will get a second moon for about 2 months this year. Starting at the end of this month through November 25th. The asteroid was discovered in August and is supposed to orbit our planet. It's going to become a mini moon revolving around the Earth in a horseshoe shape.
That's going to confuse Chelsea Handler.
Now, the the mini moon called 2024 PT5, a small asteroid that will not collide.
Will not. I love that.
They want to be sure they will not collide with Earth, but it will orbit around it similar to the moon. Now, according to a paper published in the Research Notes of the American Astronomical Society, I love them, the asteroid will be temporarily captured by Earth's gravity until November. It was detected by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, the first part of August, and it will begin in the end of this month and get out of here at the end of November. So I hope that it doesn't screw Chelsea up too much.
I didn't know, and this is true, I didn't know until I was 40 years old that the sun and the moon were not the same thing.
I can't. That has to be the worst clip ever.
I know.
It just has to be.
Pretty good.
It's pretty darn good.
That's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn good. Today's Chewing the Fat segment brought to you by Kexi Cookies. Simply the best cookies on the planet. You can enjoy Kexi Cookies anytime, but especially if you're outside viewing our two movements the next couple of months. Kexi.com.
So good.
KEKSI.com.
Go there.
Go there now.
Live it. Love it. You're just a woman. Or man.
Or
Zeppelin didn't add that part to the song, but
it
it's
needs
true.
to be updated. They need a remix.
They do. Yes, they do.
I bet you, doing it live, they would. No problem.
And then a line in there somewhere that I'm not a biologist, something like that would have been good. But
speaking of bands in music news, the Journey singer Arnel Pinata, I know it's Pinata, took to Facebook this past Sunday to respond to criticism surrounding his performance at the Rock in Rio earlier this month, sharing a video in which the vocalist appeared to be struggling with his ear monitors. He was struggling to hit some notes, too. It was bad.
Well, but
don't stop
because of the ear monitors, right? So he couldn't hear himself. That would be hard. It would be hard when your ear monitors aren't working and you're on stage and you're getting messed up with the echo or whatever. It'd be hard. So.
Sure. He posted that he was devastated after the video clip from the band's performance.
People are really hammering him.
Big time. And he said, "It's really amazing how 1,000 right things you've done will be forgotten just because of this. Mentally and emotionally, I've suffered already, and I'm still suffering. But I'll be okay." He then made a promise to fans as well as those who hated me and never liked me from the very beginning. He invited everyone on Facebook to leave comments saying either go or stay, and if go reaches 1 million, he would quit the band for good. And that's obviously not going to happen because most of the comments were, "You're a fantastic vocalist. Just ignore
who's
the
counting
haters."
all of them anyway?
I know. And even Neil Sean, he posted out there saying, "Don't listen to the criticism, these blogs. They're all bought. You kicked ass." Okay. All right. So
I've seen him in concert, and here in Dallas, he was really good.
Yeah.
He was. They played, I think, with Def Leppard. Was that the thing I watched? Might have been, or ELO. I don't know. One of the two. And he sounded just like Steve Perry. I mean, he always has,
right.
but he was really good.
Steve Perry's given his blessing to this guy, so I mean,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah,
anyway, just wants everybody to. You're great. Keep going. Okay. Then we have good news from for Heart fans, which I know you are.
I am.
Rescheduling their Royal Flush tour dates. I know you were bummed that maybe you wouldn't get a chance to see them, but following Ann Wilson's cancer-related operation and preventative chemotherapy treatment, the tour is going to return February 28th in Las Vegas and make 18 other stops after that.
What kind of cancer did she have?
I
don't remember.
I don't know. I don't remember. More good news from The Cure. They will return this week with a new song.
Oh.
Their first in 16 years.
Oh, wow.
And the first sure sign of their studio comeback. They've been teasing an imminent return since 2019, so we're finally going to get that. Alone, the lead single from the album called Songs of a Lost World, it's going to arrive tomorrow, Thursday, 7 a.m. Eastern, after premiering on the Marianne Hobbs BBC 6 music radio show. Man, I love the Marianne Hobbs BBC 6 music radio show.
Who doesn't?
Who
doesn't?
Thank you.
We all feel that way.
I know. We also have new music from Mozart. A tad bit longer than 16 years there, The Cure. Previously unknown piece of music likely composed by the teenage Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. The piece, which dates to the mid-1760s, consists of 7 miniature movements for a string trio. It lasts about 12 minutes. I heard the remake from the 2 violinists and the cello players. It rocks.
Yeah.
It rocks.
Okay,
I mean, you know how Mozart.
But it's not dropping on the BBC.
Researchers think Researchers think it's actually made around 1780. Serenade in C. So
okay,
new Mozart to look forward to. So take that.
You don't sound
Cure.
that into it.
No, it was awesome. It was awesome. They found it. I guess researchers at the Leipzig Municipal Libraries in Germany ran across it. Apparently, he had written it when he was a child prodigy, right? I mean, he was performing when he was 5 years old, and all the stuff that he wrote before his teen years has really kind of been lost, some of it, and some of the stuff was apparently he wrote this for his sister or something, and they stashed it away. And, luckily, fortunately for all of us,
who wrote the lyrics on this one? Did he write the lyrics?
Yeah, he did it all himself.
He's a little bit weaker lyricist than he was.
He did it all himself, though. Yeah. Well,
sheer music.
when he was younger.
Yeah, when he was younger.
Yeah.
His lyrics lacked a certain
je ne sais quoi. That was when he was young, though.
Yeah.
Get that through your head as he was a kid.
Right, I know.
This,
I got it. Yeah.
Right. Subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, available wherever you get your podcasts. Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Rate and review wherever you can. Today is the final day to vote on who you want to see inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame, which is the only good thing, really, in Rochester, New York. I know someone sent us some ketchup from Rochester. Thank you, but it's not Heinz.
Right.
The Strong National Toy Hall of Fame announced the 12 finalists for induction into the hall. Apples to Apples, balloons, Choose Your Own Adventure game books, Hess toy trucks, which I have a bunch of those, man. I think that's my retirement plan, actually. My Little Pony, Phase 10, which I'm going to play that game a million times. Pokemon trading card games, remote-controlled RC vehicles, which were really cool. The card game, board game Sequence, the Stick Horse, the Trampoline, and Transformers. I don't know how Transformers is not in the Toy Hall of Fame, but already, but they are. 3 toys that receive the most public votes will be submitted on one ballot. Join the other top 3 submissions from members of the International Selection Advisory Committee, and then the public will collectively act as one member of the committee. The inductees will be revealed in November. Just go to museumofplay.org and click the link and go ahead and vote.
Okay.
Looking forward to that. I'm fired up about those Hess trucks, though. Seeing them, I don't think they'll make it into the Hall of Fame because it's kind of a regional thing in the Southeast. But what they were going for online, I'm digging my Hess trucks out.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they going for?
Some of them are going for $400 or $500 a piece. I've got multiple ones with the
Is that if you haven't
helicopters.
opened it or whatever?
I've got the boxes. I've got some of them and still in the boxes, and some of them, have been used, but tough. Tough. I still want top dollar for them.
Okay.
Let's move on. All right, so we already talked football, so I had football on the list here. Alex Jones, the InfoWars, the federal judge said he's going to approve the auction of InfoWars.
How's it happening?
To help pay for the over $1 billion owed to Sandy Hook families.
I can't believe
unacceptable.
That's never been lowered or thrown out of court.
The auctions begin in November. We'll sell InfoWars assets, including intellectual property and equipment.
What?
As part of Jones's bankruptcy case.
Don't like it.
It's unreal.
I want to see a ring of Texas
unreal.
Rangers around
the
that
court
studio.
must determine whether Jones's personal social media accounts can also be liquidated.
Oh, my gosh.
Unacceptable.
Wow.
This is in America, man.
So they can't extract $1 billion that he doesn't have. So they're going to just ruin his life?
Everything away from him.
Completely ruin his livelihood.
Take everything away from him.
Wow. Despicable.
It sure is.
Un-American, unconstitutional. Should not be happening.
And yet it's going to happen in this country.
Yep.
Yeah, we're letting it happen.
Wow.
Pretty incredible. And I know we have the big UN meeting going on in New York, but we also today starts the new Meta Connect 2024 and starts in San Francisco today with the keynote address from Zuck himself. So I'm sure we're going to find out some great new stuff.
Oh, cool.
I can't wait.
Yeah?
Man,
Are you going to watch the live stream?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I want to know about the VR and the AR headsets.
What time is it again, so I don't miss it?
Well, it doesn't give a time, so just...
You'll be watching the whole thing anyway.
That's right.
You won't miss
exactly. I'm just going to be there all day. All day.
I would go to maybe the Meta YouTube page. Oh, they wouldn't have a YouTube page. Just go to do a Facebook page, and I'm sure it'll give you an alert.
I'm sure it will.
The great Mark Zuckerberg is speaking in San Francisco.
All right, we got much more where this came from. Coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us. Got some tweets here. Caffeinated Texan tweets. I agree with Trump that lowering energy prices will help the economy more than any other strategy. It's his strongest talking point. Hope he sticks with it. Kitten stock supplier. Cheap energy decreases poverty. That's not a theory. That's an economic law. From Pat's Frisbee golf caddy. My Frisbee golf caddy. I didn't realize I had one, but thank you for being there.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the things you were doing when you were on your trip. Playing Frisbee golf.
Okay. Very sad to see the last K-Mart store close. My dad worked there for 25 years and received a plaque of recognition from them when he retired.
You got a plaque.
Got a plaque. After 25 years.
I thought you got like a watch.
You get that's what my dad got when he quit the phone company. But I guess K-Mart doesn't spring for the watch.
No wonder they're
25 years.
Hold on, they've got a watch section. You could just go
but
pick
it's
one out.
only 25 years. Here's a plaque. It's not 30. It's not 40.
No wonder they went bankrupt.
I'm sorry. 30 is the threshold.
Maybe if it's 50,
I
then you get
appreciate
the
your
watch.
25 years of work, but here's a plaque. We're not
But
giving you a watch.
you don't give up a $15 watch for just anyone.
Okay, that's
Thank you.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, yeah.
Okay. Low
How
Bird
they
10.
go bankrupt.
The memories of hearing Blue Light Special and being dragged by my mom over to it at K-Mart. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times. Tamara B., if Kamala wins the presidency, can that asteroid please hit the Earth and put us out of our misery?
There it is. Giant meteor 2024. Just
Coming.
ended already.
Say it isn't so that she wins.
She can't win.
She
Cannot
can't. She
win.
can't.
It can't
She just
happen.
can't.
No.
She just can't.
It must not
just can't
happen. All right. Imagine for a moment that you're about to make the biggest financial decision most people make in their lifetimes, either buying or selling a house, or both. Maybe you don't have to imagine it. Maybe you're right in the middle of it. You need the best help available. If you've got the best help available, then you don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to be able to find the right contractors to do repair work or the right photographer to photograph your home and do the videos and, the flyovers and all the things that go into selling a home. Now you've got somebody who knows all these people. You need to get the job done right so that you sell your home for the most money. And if you're buying a home, get the most home for your money. That's where Real Estate Agents I Trust come in. They've got great track records. They've got great marketing plans. And they've been successful at what they do because they're committed to it. This is a free service that we provide to you. We just set you up with your realtor, and then the rest is up to the two of you. So go to realestateagentsitrust.com. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Now, more of Pat Gray Unleashed.
So CNN has been interesting lately. They're actually telling the truth on certain days about certain things. It's staggering, isn't it? It's stunning. And here they're showing how Trump leads Kamala on the economy.
On issue number one, you mentioned Donald Trump going down to Georgia today. Take a look at Trump's advantage on the economy. 50% of likely voters say they trust him to handle the economy more than Harris. Only 39% of likely voters say so of Harris, again, on issue number one.
I mean, it is really stunning if you think about these numbers. 20% more of voters say that they are worried about the economy, and that's their number one issue more than anybody else. And look at his lead on this.
Right.
Wow.
That's what we're saying.
Double digits. Okay, hold on. The very first frame of that clip. Can we see that? There was a lot of issues up there. I just want to see the first. What is that? Most important issue, likely voters, economy, protect democracy. Immigration is third at 12%. What are we talking to?
Does it ever show how misinformed people are, though, when their second biggest issue is protecting democracy, protecting something we don't even have?
Now, let's take away the word democracy. How about election integrity? Because that's
how about that?
Damn important.
Yes,
and
or protect our republic.
Right.
I mean, something along those lines is important, and it should be the most important because we're not America, and the economy is not going to work if you don't protect that. If we don't protect our way of life, if we don't protect our Constitution, and electing Kamala certainly isn't going to protect the Constitution.
No kidding.
Right. That should be 100% in favor of Trump.
That's how you word that.
Yeah.
Protect the Constitution.
Yes.
And am I being, I'm asking you guys sincerely, am I being too sensitive on something that he said when they switched screens here? He goes, see if you guys pick up on this. Maybe I'm too sensitive. Press play.
On issue number one, you mentioned Donald Trump going down to Georgia today.
Pause it. Okay. Donald Trump.
Yeah, going down to Georgia. This is the first thing that hit my mind. The devil went down to Georgia.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you think that was intentional?
Yes.
CNN?
Yeah, absolutely.
I do.
Me too. Yeah. Okay, good.
Trump went down to Georgia. Use those weird words. That's a strange, kind of awkward way to put it.
Thank you. Okay, good. If it's not just me.
Yeah, no.
Oh, he absolutely meant that. Yeah.
Absolutely. The Charlie Daniels song is supposed to pop into your mind, and it did. It worked. It worked.
Yes, it did. Okay, cool. I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
It works for you guys. For someone like me that knows no music, it did not work at all.
Okay, so it's an American legend. Never mind.
Yeah, if you don't know the song, it wouldn't do that for you. But
well, I mean, Americans know the song.
Yes, but brand new Americans, they haven't been subjected to The Devil Went Down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. So you don't know that at all, huh?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Was he in some pretty good fiddling going on in that song? You should check it out.
Was he in a bind?
Yeah, he was, because there wasn't much time.
Was he way behind?
He was about to
looking to make a deal.
Yeah, exactly.
So then he came upon this young boy playing a fiddle or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, the man before he died was in this
jumped
building.
up on a hickory stump.
Charlie Daniels was in the building.
Yeah.
Oh yes, he was.
I don't remember that.
Pictures with Charlie. He was awesome.
Huh?
Yeah. Very gentle man.
And he'd be very happy because he was a big Tennessee Volunteer fan.
Oh,
and they were doing quite well this year.
Huh? Yeah, they are so
number
far.
one in the country.
What? They're not number one.
Texas is number one. Yeah. Tennessee is.
They're in the top 5.
You're getting your orange teas.
I am.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mixed up.
You're getting orange mixed up with burnt orange. Big difference there. So, I want to show me the full screen again. Just the freeze frame of that very first frame, because I want to point out one other thing about this CNN poll.
Oh, I know where we're going.
And that's the fact that climate change, despite their best efforts, their continual hammering on climate change and how existential the threat is.
Right.
3%.
Yeah, so if you're listening, these are likely voters. Economy, 41% most important. Protecting democracy, 21%. Immigration, 12%. Abortion, 11%. Healthcare, 6%. Climate change, 3%. Foreign policy, 2%.
It's 1% ahead of the dead last concern on Americans' minds, which foreign policy should be way up there. But,
yes, it should.
But climate change, it's amazing that most people get it, you know? It doesn't poll that way, I guess, but in time after time after time, in these surveys, it's dead last or next to last. And that was no different.
People are suffering. People are dying.
Oh, we got more from that.
Right. Yeah, we do.
Later.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But we also have some new poll numbers to share with you. This is a new Quinnipiac poll that was released yesterday. In a two-way race, just Trump and Harris, they are dead tied 48%. So this is national, right? This isn't.
This is national.
Any of the swing states.
That doesn't sound like good news, but I have a follow-up. I have a follow-up when he's done going through these numbers.
Okay, a full field of Trump, Harris, Stein, and anybody else.
Yeah, that's why it's important to keep these lefties on the ballot, like Jill Stein, Cornel West, that crazy libertarian Oliver guy.
Trump actually leads 48-47 in that poll, with Stein a full 1% now.
Yeah, but that could be a
full
difference maker.
1%. Yes, it could. Yeah, it could. I hope it's not that close, but it could be. Then we've got the crosstabs. Independents favor Trump. 48-46%.
Good. Okay.
I have to break out the jacket glasses.
Oh no! What's going on?
Yeah, just a little bit helpful. Democrats, Harris leads. Get this, it's really close. 94-5%. It's not 100%. 94-5.
And what section is this?
That's Democrats. Just Democrats are in favor of Harris, 94-5. Republicans are in favor of Trump, 93-6.
Ooh. Come on now. Okay, so Bruce Alrighty tweeted out with this poll, with this new data. Quinnipiac was the worst performing poll in 2020. It overinflated Biden performance by 8 or more points. For Trump to be tied in their poll means Trump is comfortably ahead by 4 to 5 points.
Nice!
According to his analysis.
I like that.
Now, apparently, Rasmussen criticized the New York Times polling data that we had yesterday for being too pro-Trump. And Steve Dace tweeted out, Rasmussen criticizing New York Times polling for being too pro-Trump is yet another thing I didn't have on my Pat Gray 2024 bingo card. So, and one last piece of good news here. Fox News story. Early mail-in voting data signals good news for GOP and Trump, says an expert. And it just talks about how, according to the data, the Democrat lead in vote-by-mail requests has shrunk by over 5% in Florida, nearly 15% in North Carolina, and over 35% in Pennsylvania. In other words, it's far and away usually Democrats leading the way in mail-in balloting, and it's significantly different or shrunk in the favor of the GOP this time compared to 4 years ago. So that's encouraging. There is some encouraging signs.
Yeah, and after we just endured a summer where Kamala Harris was the second coming of Abraham Lincoln or something.
And she still is, and she's spending so much money on things that I seem to be watching.
I know.
On streaming.
Yeah.
And it's driving me insane.
I know. I hate it. Now, she's bought a pretty heavy schedule on Fox. She's got so much money that she is investing some of it on Fox News.
And I actually sit there and I watch it because I'm like, okay, well, what are they telling me? And it doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
she's terrible.
She lies.
Yeah, the whole thing is based on lies. But the commercial itself...
No, it's
all right.
Yeah, I know. If
they
you
make
believe
it seem like, yes,
what she's saying,
yes,
she has the unmitigated gall to actually claim she's going to lower taxes. She is proposing $5 trillion in more taxation. It would be the largest tax increase
she wants to tax
in
people
American
on money
history.
They don't even have.
Right. It would be
it's a fact.
A disaster for America if she's elected and is allowed to do this.
Think
Can't
about
happen.
what Jeffy just said. It sounds like just little toss aside. It's a fact. She wants to tax money that you don't even have. Make sure that your friends and family who maybe don't want to vote or maybe are on the fence or whatever are leaning toward her, make sure they understand this plan.
Well, they're going to try to convince you that, yes, okay, we're talking about unrealized taxes or taxes on unrealized gains. But that's just about the rich.
Yeah.
That's about the wealthy people. Those are the people that Trump gave extra tax incentives to, and they don't deserve it, so we're going to take those away. No, it affects everybody who has invested in the stock market. That's not just for rich people.
No.
Do you know anybody who doesn't have some kind of investment in a 401k or an IRA or whatever? Everybody's got investments, right? Just about. I'd like to know the percentage of what Americans are invested in the stock market in some way.
50%.
It's a lot.
I think it's more than that now.
Yeah.
What percentage?
Especially since it's doing so well.
Well, yeah, but I mean, everyone has some kind of 401k.
And you might not even know you're invested, but if you have a 401k, you're in the stock market.
162 million Americans, that's 62% of U.S. adults own stock.
Wow.
Make sure that your friends and family understand this plan.
Yeah.
And if they come back with you like, oh, that's only rich people or whatever, just remind them that,
you have a 401k?
Well, yeah, if you have a 401k, but it used to be that income tax was only the extreme rich in America.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Is that the way it is now?
That's how they sold it in the beginning.
That's how they sold it in the beginning.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Woodrow Wilson. That's how they sold it. All right, let me tell you about the Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifier. This handy little unit uses O3 molecules. It's proven technology. Quickly destroys odors. All you have to do is pop up the plug-in, stick it in the outlet, and turn it on. And it starts to work in seconds, destroying any kind of odor. Fish smells, litter box smells, whatever the problem is. I've mentioned this several times. We had a rug that was emanating some odors.
Oh, so we knew that it was a rug.
It was a rug.
I think this is new information.
Yeah, this is
Is this new information?
This is an update.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't know.
It was a rug that we had in our living room. And nobody ever goes in the living room. I don't know why living rooms exist anymore, because you always hang out in the family room, right? Does anybody hang out in their living room?
No.
We never did. But every time she walked by it, she's like, I hate that smell. I don't smell anything. What are you smelling? It smells like urine. Okay.
First of all,
so the dog peed on it. I don't know how many times.
Just don't go in there.
You couldn't find it. You didn't see it. Even when you lifted up the carpet, you didn't see anything underneath. I didn't smell that smell, but she did. So finally I said,
right,
why don't we put one of the Eden Pure Thunderstorms in there? That's not going to help. Ta-da! The next day, she's like, that really worked.
Oh.
Yeah. It really works.
Thanks for
It really
trusting
does.
me.
Yeah, right?
Right.
How long have I been talking about this? For years. And right now, you can save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack to get whole home protection. You get 3 units for under $200. You can put them in any room where there's a concern of any kind. So fantastic. Go to EdenPureDeals.com, use the discount code PAT3, and you'll save over $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com, discount code PAT3.
Pat Gray will return after this.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Got some tweets here. Toasty Mitts Politics. I love that NASA can predict how long an asteroid will orbit the Earth, but America suddenly can't count Election Day votes in one night.
Yeah, no kidding.
So true. Patriot Beagles, too. So is the NASA early warning system going to go off every time the new moon goes around?
No, I don't know.
Not sure. Tim Tom Walz, Donald Trump and Elon Musk should team up to buy InfoWars and sell it back to Alex Jones.
Yeah,
for
there was
$1.
a lot of that. There was a lot of posts about that some people, specifically Elon, should buy it and then gift it to him. So we'll see. I mean, who knows?
We'll see.
There's plenty of people out there who could do that. Not just Elon.
Jeff Fisher.
No. No.
Edited for bias. Someone once said, "It's the economy, stupid." Yeah, it was James Carville, right?
Sure was.
With when he was with Bill Clinton. Watch Monday's Overtime, in fact, and you'll get a little taste of James Carville.
Why isn't he in a mental institution?
He should be. He absolutely. You just won't believe the rant he went on. And I think it was just he stuck a camera in front of his face and just recorded it and released it, right?
Yeah. Well, I think he did a live stream or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
By the way, Chris, is that accurate that there's another $40 off code if you want to subscribe to Blaze TV and see the
Pat 40?
No.
What is it?
Fight.
Fight.
That's what
$40 off.
Trump's quote from Pennsylvania.
Call to action.
I think Pat 40 still works.
Okay. Well,
okay. Either
try
one.
them all.
Fight.
Because I know
Pat 40. Whatever gets you to $40 off.
We're just trying to help you out.
I know Jeffy 40 has not gone away.
Oh.
And so
now it is. Watch.
I know.
Now that you mentioned
I
it.
shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, you're right, because the people upstairs totally pay attention to the show.
Frank Johnson's alter ego tweets, did my own poll. Drove around and saw 20 Trump signs to every one Harris sign.
Okay. I will say I was surprised.
Where is that?
I was down in Greater Austin area, not last weekend, the weekend before. I saw an amazing amount of Trump signs.
Oh, really?
Now that's not
even
Austin
in Austin.
proper.
Well, outside Austin.
Outside Austin. Yeah.
So,
but I was we were pulling through one neighborhood, and I was like, "Holy cow!" It was pretty impressive.
I'm going to pull a Jeffy here. Let me ask you something. Why is it that I was on a road very close to Glenn Beck's neighborhood this past weekend, and which is also known as the very rich part of town, and there were Harris Walz signs?
It's agonizing.
Do you people understand what's going to happen to your lifestyle under that regime?
I know.
Asinine.
The one guy that lives behind me. There's only one Harris sign in my neighborhood. And it's the guy that lives behind me, and he's got it up in his little cubby, walking into his house there. And
so he's not proud of it. He's kind of hiding.
It's there. It's there though, and it's not a Harris Walz. It's just Harris. And I just every time I drive by, I come into the neighborhood another way now, so I don't have to look at that.
Oh, it's
I would do the same.
It's so irritating. You immediately don't like the person.
Yep.
You probably never met him.
I know.
I don't like you.
I have met him.
No, I wouldn't like you if I met you.
I like the kids, the wife, the whole damn.
I don't like anybody in your family. I don't like people you know. I don't like any of you. Okay. I don't like your house. I don't like your neighborhood. I don't like you.
But the dog. The dog?
No. I don't like the dog
no,
either.
I don't like the dog. No.
What about that stuff you call art?
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
Don't like it. I don't like any of it. That crap you call art. Your mom, your sister, your job,
honestly,
your dog, the crap you call art, all of it.
Seriously, to the point where how do we share a nation with these
I don't know, because
people
this is where we are
that
now.
want things like taxpayer-funded trans surgeries for prisoners? Your kids to learn
taxes
about
on unrealized gains.
I mean, you don't exist with the same country with people that think like that. It's impossible.
Yeah. Where on the one hand, you've got the lead candidate, supposedly, she's saying that she's a gun owner. On the other hand, she's promising mandatory buyback. What? Wait, what?
Let me stop you right there. They're not for sale.
Right. No, you have to turn them in.
Yeah, it's mandatory. I don't know
she
if you understand
wants
the
to
word
get
mandatory.
Your AR-15 or your AK-47
your
style
your
weapon.
weapons of war.
Anything that looks like it's scary, but is actually a hunting rifle, chances are. But it doesn't matter what you're using it for. It's none of their business. They want to take it away from you. Yeah. They just don't want you to have it.
Those are the plans of individuals who want a civil war.
Yeah. And somebody
How
also...
many deer out here are wearing Kevlar vests?
All of them.
Every one of them.
All of them have been outfitted now.
We better not.
I think Cabela's outfitted them all with Kevlar vests.
We better not be pining for the days of this old man.
I know. And we would be. If she was elected, we would be. It would be worse than him.
If that happens.
Can you imagine?
It can't. Maybe I didn't make myself clear earlier.
It can't happen.
It can't. It just can't happen.
It can't. Please,
it can't
America.
America.
From our lips to your ears, please. It can't
happen.
It
just can't.
How about this clip for you guys? Are you ready?
Upon being elected, I will give the United States Congress 100 days to get their act together and have the courage to pass reasonable gun safety laws. And if they fail to do it, then I will take executive action.
Well, yeah. And she said that recently, right? Yeah. That wasn't 2020. That was recently. So,
just a reminder, South Dakota, Minnesota, Virginia... Vermont, tune out. You guys can early vote right now. Let's go.
Right now.
Make it happen. And then Illinois tomorrow. Again, Illinois, you can tune out.
Far be it for me to tell you who to vote for, Donald Trump, but get out and vote Donald Trump. But who am I?
Yeah,
I can't.
No, you can't.
I don't want to influence you at all, Donald Trump.
Let's not be that first frog.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome, 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We're talking about the taxation that Kamala Harris is proposing and actually sticking to. Senator Coons, who is the head of her campaign, just talked about the unrealized gains, the tax on unrealized gains. They're really sticking to that. That's not something they're denying and saying, yeah, that was from 2020. That was ancient history. They're actually proposing it, which is amazing. Meanwhile, Donald Trump was standing just blocks from the third busiest seaport in the country and talking about lowering corporate tax rates. He wants to go from 21%, and it's because of him that it's at 21% instead of 35%.
Good point.
During his first administration, he lowered that rate from 35 to 21. Now he wants to take it from 21 to 15%. That would help so much.
But that's also part of what sunsets if he doesn't win.
Yes.
Right. So it would go back to, what was it,
35.
Good Lord.
Yeah. It is so imperative. Yeah. Oh, man. Meanwhile, Harris's campaign hosted billionaire businessman Mark Cuban, who's a moron.
He certainly has turned into one.
He has. He said Trump's idea of a 20% across-the-board tax on all imported, so it's the excise tax on imported goods, it's insane. That is a national sales tax.
I mean, his hatred of Trump
is bizarre. But he said he wants to impose a tax on American consumers. No, he doesn't. And why aren't you talking about the unrealized gains tax? Mm-hmm. Why? Mm-hmm. Why isn't that insane to you? And hitting corporations where they live to encourage them to pack up and leave and go somewhere else where they can afford to do business. Unbelievable. It's just incredible. Vivek Ramaswamy is encouraging a non-biased fact-checking on Kamala Harris's ridiculous abortion claims. He noted the need to debate controversial topics, but said claims must be fact-checked regardless of a candidate's political party. And he referenced Kamala Harris repeatedly claiming that women are, quote, bleeding out. Remember when she said this during the debate?
Yeah, but she did.
Women are bleeding out in parking lots because of abortion restrictions.
Wasn't it her that talked about the young lady who had to fly on an airplane all by herself to another state?
Yeah.
No one ever flies on an airplane by themselves to another destination
they don't.
ever.
Well, not women.
They don't.
You're not going to let a woman travel alone. I think is the issue.
First of all, she shouldn't be out of her house on her own, right?
Don't necessarily disagree with that.
Where's the man? How come she's alone at all? She shouldn't be. But bleeding out in parking lots, there's not a shred of evidence that's ever happened.
Of course not.
Are you serious? Like, I've seen a lot of healthcare workers say that's insanity. That would never happen. We'd never allow somebody to go out in the parking lot and because we told them, sorry, we can't help you at all.
Right.
And they go out in the parking lot and sit there in their car and bleed out. When has that ever happened? It's never, not in America. That doesn't happen. And she keeps using that as incentive to bring back abortion in every state. So weird. It's so bizarre how important this abortion issue is to them. And they just make crap up. I like during the debate, you would think a moderator would hear that line and say, Madam Vice President, tell me where that happened, because that sounds outrageous.
We'd like to report on that.
Yeah, we should have. I've never seen that on any of my newscasts. Where did you hear that story?
I'll have to
Where's
get
the
back
evidence?
to you on that.
Yeah, but they'd never challenge her like that because it would shame her, and she's not capable of
part
shame.
Of the deal.
So, right? I think that's true. I do believe that's true. There was a deal, but even if there wasn't a deal in advance, it obviously happened during the debate.
Sure did.
So, I mean, that much is fact. Never was.
We watched it.
She was
real
never
time.
challenged. Yeah, she was never challenged. She was challenged almost every time.
By design.
Yeah. And whether it was designed or not, it happened.
Right.
And there's just no denying that. Speaking of denying things, a reporter went to Springfield, Ohio, to look into all the claims of the cats and dogs being eaten by Haitians.
So many great memes and so many great videos of cats and dogs. Yeah, I actually will going to show that in a moment. Yeah, because it's one of my favorite ones of all time.
It's brilliant.
But
it's really good.
So the reporter found that it's all BS and
what?
No. The
No
reporter found that there's a lot of good evidence that it actually is happening.
Then what's happening?
That cats and dogs are being eaten in Springfield, Ohio, by Haitian immigrants.
Well,
so I don't know if it's prevalent. I don't know if all Haitians are eating all cats in the area. I don't know, but apparently it's happened. And one of the things he points to and has a video of is a backyard barbecue involving a skinned cat on the grill. But it supposedly happened just outside of Springfield.
So technically you can say that it wasn't Springfield.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was a Haitian refugee, and it was a cat, and it was being barbecued. Now, did we see it being eaten after the barbecue? No, I didn't. But it was clearly being cooked.
But again, this was just outside the city limits.
Yes.
So
So it's obvious nonsense.
Correct.
Fact check false.
Correct.
Okay.
But this goes on and on and on.
All I know is what I'm seeing online is this. You spend time in Springfield, and 2 tours in Springfield changes you, dog.
Look at that. Photograph of a dog. 2 tours in Springfield changes you, dog.
That's all I know. That's all. It's being reported on the internet. On the internet.
That's brilliant.
That's so good.
That is brilliant.
Uh-huh.
It's things like that make you love the internet.
There's no doubt about
Absolutely.
that. No doubt about that.
There's plenty of other stuff that kind of, I don't know, dampen that love, but
you down.
That's brilliant. Speaking of which, Rowdy Introvert from rowdymaid.com sent us some gifts.
Yeah.
This is cool. Oh. And this is what's on the T-shirt. I love cats, but I can't eat a whole one.
I mean, I would like to say that I don't know that that's true.
Rowdymaid.com, man. He makes some great stuff over there. Very creative, very funny stuff. So thanks for the gifts.
Did he send the fat guy size?
That's really
Fat
good.
guy said, what size you need over there?
Oh, looking at maybe, I don't know.
We looking at 4X, 4 or 5X?
9 or XL?
10, 12X, something like that.
They're going to fit you, big guy?
Where is it? What did he
That's a
send you?
2X right there, baby.
It's a 2X?
Yeah.
That's a 2X?
Yeah,
it's going to fit tightly, but
You've slimmed down, so you can handle it.
He lost 50. He lost 50.
Look at you. I bet you're ready for an XL.
Why are you looking?
What?
I don't appreciate that. I'll tell you that right now.
No, what?
What was the look?
How many times have we lauded you for the weight loss?
Yeah, but
many times.
That's not where.
And I said nothing.
Oh, a little
I
sensitive.
said nothing.
Very
Isn't he, though?
sensitive.
Yeah, you noticed that? Thank you.
I mean,
thank you for noticing.
We were applauding you for losing
Yeah,
50
were
something
you?
pounds.
Right? You can't win for losing with this
No, you
guy.
can't.
I mean, really? I mean, you're the one that just talked about eating cats. You know how many
Right?
calories a cat has?
I don't. Do you?
Yeah, be careful.
It's got to be good, full of protein.
Well,
You would think it'd be a lesser calorie meal than, say, red meat.
A lean cat?
Yeah, lean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not opposed to cooking one of those bad boys up, I'll tell you that.
Secretary.
Right. Exactly.
did
What
somebody,
he said.
hold on, I'm not going to be able to find this. I think somebody sent me a message. You know, we talked about the town in Pennsylvania yesterday, and I got a message from someone who has family there that, because remember, it's the Haitian immigrants that are taking over that town as well.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently the cat population down.
Oh,
it's almost like this Laffer curve,
there you go.
Laffer curve ratio. It kind of looks a little
man.
something like this.
We're
right?
not saying that they're eating them all.
No.
What? I wouldn't even. What are you talking about? So when Haitians come into your town and the population goes up, you see, then what happens is over here you've got the cat population,
And it goes down.
And it goes down. Somewhere there's a happy medium where you don't have to worry about stray cats and who's going to adopt them. But apparently it's a proportion thing.
I wonder what the difference is between the cats and the dogs, because we're still eating dogs around the world. But nobody.
In some places, yeah. And it's not a racist thing. Some cultures,
some cultures
are
eat dogs,
okay with
yeah.
eating dogs.
And they're bred like we breed our cattle, so it's not like we're eating fluffy. Give me a break.
That is true also.
Wait,
yes, we're not eating
Hold on.
fluffy.
Right.
They're bred like we breed our cattle.
Yeah.
They have like a,
When you see
like
the
a ranch of dogs.
Like there's a dog farm.
Yeah, when you see the dogs at the market, like at the Chinese market, they're stacked up. They're all the same. It's not like we're eating a little fluffy from the neighbors.
How's that breakfast working out, PatHeads? Right?
Okay. Well, this might be a good time to tell you about a health threat in
You've
America.
never seen the dogs at the dog markets in China.
No, I have not.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will look for them now on your recommendation. So thank you for turning me on to that problem.
You're welcome.
But this is a health threat that affects 1 in 3 Americans. It's an overworked, sluggish liver. It impacts your weight, your energy, your productivity, and even your sleep. Can also lead to heart problems. Every day, our livers are bombarded with GMOs and microplastics and all kinds of toxins that can damage our liver. So if you or someone else, somebody you know, you just feel sluggish, drained, and you can't shed those few extra pounds, let me recommend trying Liver Health Formula, because this is a premium supplement that contains 11 clinically proven botanicals to detoxify and support your liver. Helps you feel revitalized and ready to tackle the day. This company has helped over 2 million people. Like Stephanie, for example, she says in February 2022, I found out I had liver issues. So I started taking Liver Health Formula. And 6 months later, I lost 20 pounds. My liver is healthier and I cut sugar and carbs. Of course, your results may vary. But right now, you can get a free month supply of nano-powered omega-3s with your order. Just go to getliverhelp.com/Pat. Getliverhelp.com/Pat. Get your free bonus gift. Getliverhelp.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
So, in New Hampshire, Bow, New Hampshire, parents were showing support for female athletes. And the way they did this, because they found out that a biological boy was going to be competing against their girls. So, as kind of a show of support for the girls, they wore wristbands with XX on them. Pink wristbands with XX on them. How dare you?
Can't have that.
And you can't have that. They stopped the competition.
Unreal.
Stopped the soccer game, match, whatever you want to call it. It's a commie sport. Nobody cares. But they were told to remove their wristbands, and they were shown out of the
they
stadium.
issued trespass warrants.
And yes, and they were actually banned from further competitions for, I don't know, weeks or months or whatever.
Insane.
It was a while.
And one of the dads can't go back for his daughter's any of her.
Here's the thing, though, that I have an issue with. All right, so that one dad. All right, let's talk. We'll use him as an example, where the dad said, "I can't go back and see my daughter play in this game until after Christmas or whatever, and it's some championship game." Okay, well, they were all at least the few parents that were wearing the bracelets were upset because this other team had a male on the team, right?
Yes.
So. And they said it was unfair, and they were talking about the harm that it was going to do to the girls. Well, they didn't pull their girls from playing.
That's the problem. That's how you stop this nonsense.
That is exactly how you stop it. I didn't understand that. Well, if you're so concerned, your daughter, don't play. Tell the team we're not playing, and if the team plays, if some members play, well, that's on them.
Well, what you need to do is, if you're the coach of this school or whatever, or a concerned parent, you need to contact all of the schools on that offending team schedule. And you say, hey, can we do a little solidarity here? We see that you're next on the list. We're going to withdraw our girls. We're not going to participate. Next week, they play you. Could you please do the same? And just go down the list. And then you make it so that, look, there's no teams playing.
But that doesn't change the fact that the school...
The school
how
is the
about
one.
You?
Yeah.
How about no?
Right.
I'm wearing a bracelet, and you're telling me I can't wear a freaking bracelet?
That's a First Amendment thing. You're right.
It is. It is. It's unbelievable. And they get away with it every single time.
Sure do.
Every time. It's incredible. It's really incredible. Then, so is this story about the world champion judo competitor, Nemanja Majdov. He is a Christian Serbian. And before his match, he made the sign of a cross.
Oh.
Yeah, and so he's been suspended for making the sign of the cross before his judo match. Wait, what? How does that hurt anybody? Did people swallow their tongues because of it? What happened here?
So he can't make the sign of the cross?
Yeah, and I guess he did at the Paris Olympics, and so now the international body has suspended him. He's a devout Christian who obviously makes no apologies about his faith, and apparently violated International Judo Federation rules when he crossed himself at the Paris Games. That is crazy. Video posted to X showed the 28-year-old walking while in prayer in a packed arena. How dare you pray, too?
Yeah,
I guess he also prayed.
No.
Well, you can't have this going on. Not in judo.
Not in judo.
Not at the Olympics.
We're talking about the International Judo Commission or whatever they call themselves.
Right. There's no praying in judo.
That's a common saying.
Everybody knows it.
They know.
There's no praying in judo. There's no crossing yourself in judo. You can't do that.
We've gone insane.
So the IJF, the International Judo Foundation, clarified their suspension on its website. Majdov was charged for having shown a clear religious sign when entering the field of play and having refused to bow to his opponent at the end of the contest, which is a violation of the Code of Ethics. So part of their Code of Ethics is you can't make the sign of the cross. Incredible.
But why didn't he bow?
I don't know.
That
Maybe he
is
won't
part
bow
of it.
before anybody but the Lord.
Yeah, but that's
kind of thing.
so-
That's part of the
I don't know.
judo thing. That is part of the judo thing.
I'm curious
I know.
if there's a Muslim athlete that likes to, I don't know, kneel or,
right,
go down on the
Or-
mat there or whatever and, pray
Before the
before
match?
the match. Yeah. Are you really going to...
Not for the international judo people, whatever they call
Foundation?
themselves. Yeah,
Sure.
Ish.
I'm sure that I would love to see that. I don't want to see either, honestly.
Right.
Enforced. That's just wrong.
But they wouldn't enforce this against somebody
Correct. That's my point. Yeah.
who's Muslim. They would, no, not in a million years, because they wouldn't get away with that. But I guess you can persecute Christians all you want.
Exactly.
Because it happens all the time.
Yeah, it sure does.
So he's been suspended for 5 months.
What?
5 months. Banned from participating in all tournaments, camps, and preparations, he said. For making the sign of the cross?
Oh, well, and don't forget.
And he didn't bow. He didn't bow.
like to just go by that like it didn't happen.
It's amazing, though. I mean, this is where we are in the world.
It sure is.
It's acceptable to persecute Christians. It's fine. I keep hearing that the last acceptable discrimination is against fat people, but no, you got to throw in Christians there as well.
Yeah, you kind of do, and I think we've the Hollywood thing of being trans and gay and not being able to play a trans or gay character. I think fat people has saved Hollywood with that. Because we've got Colin Farrell playing Penguin, and he's awesome in it, but it's still and
he's not a fat guy.
Correct.
So how dare you use a non-fat person?
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But then we had what's his face play the whale, which he got all kinds of awards for.
And he did gain a little bit of weight for that, but
not like
not like where
the suit he was wearing. Yeah,
right. He was really big.
So I think we've kind of, and now I haven't heard very many rumblings about that. You got to be trans to be a trans character. You got to be gay to be a gay character. That kind of thing. So I think that fat people have saved that.
Do you have to be straight to play a straight character, though? That's my question.
Well,
Must you be straight?
That's
Wait,
the thing.
How dare you use a gay person to play a straight role?
That's the argument, right? That's the whole argument, and there's no question about that. And so I think that's kind of, gone to the wayside thanks to fat people. And I'd like to say you're welcome.
Okay, so I've got an update on the pet population. If you guys want to get an update on Springfield, Ohio, I think someone had asked, how many cats are for adoption. So I've been doing some research. Now these are very, very rough draft research here. And so if you take the county of that Springfield is in, I forget what it was, and take their SPCA, they have 11 cats for adoption right now. Okay. 11 cats.
What do they normally have?
I don't know. Okay, so then
I won't ask.
They told you this is rough.
This is very rough.
Don't ask questions
Lima,
anymore.
Ohio, right? Okay, it has twice or half the population of Springfield. Should have 5.5 cats for adoption. Well, maybe that'd be messy. Anyway, 91 cats for adoption in Lima, in a town half the size of Springfield. Now, again, I don't know how many SPCAs there are there locally, but I'm just saying half the size of Springfield.
Don't tell the Haitians.
Anyway, just there you go. So do with what you will.
Yeah.
There's some fun facts for you on cats and Ohio. If you're looking for a cat, they have plenty in is it Lima, Lima,
the neighboring
whatever
county,
the hell it's just up the road there from Springfield.
Drive across county line.
Let me ask you this though about Ohio: are there still 4 dead there?
Yes.
Do we know that for a fact?
Apparently
there's still 4 dead in Ohio.
Apparently, there's a lot more than that of the feline variety that are dead now.
Okay. All right. Well. All right. Now you know.
Now you know.
Good stats. Thank you.
All I know is 2 tours in Springfield changes you, dog. That's all I know.
So good.
That's all I know.
That is brilliant.
Chris just got in my ear. We got a future PatHead. What is this? Clip 18? I honestly have no idea what this is. Future? You mean current?
Cute. Look at that.
That's awesome. Cutie.
Adorable. Adorable.
That is sweet.
Are you rolling your eyes on that?
Not a word did I say. Not a word did I say.
If that had been the chewing the fat open,
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
sure you wouldn't have been rolling your eyes.
Not a word did I say. I didn't say one word.
Jealousy.
I just want
little jealousy happening there,
Jeff
right?
Fisher, very sensitive on this day.
He's pretty
Something's
sensitive.
going on.
I didn't say anything.
What's the matter, dog?
Talk about
Tell
it?
us about
Do
it.
we need an intervention? Some kind of.
It's just because I didn't say, "Oh, cute kid, thanks." That's
That's
it.
what you say.
Oh, okay.
It's a very cute kid.
Yeah, it's a very adorable
You can't
kid.
help it. It's automatic. You have to say that about a cute baby like that. You have to. It's imperative. It's federal
Look at
law.
that.
Watch this. See? Oh, that's so adorable.
I mean, that kid knows
Right?
what time it is, right?
Yes.
See? He's excited. This might have been a day that you were on.
Cute kid.
So why would you
Hey, look
even...
at that cute kid.
Yeah,
There, you
okay,
happy
too
now?
late. No, it's too
No,
late now.
No, you
that wasn't
ruined it.
genuine.
You blew it.
Yeah,
blew
you
it.
ruined it. It was supposed to be a
Gosh,
beautiful
bro.
moment.
Everybody
welcoming-
knows.
Yeah.
Wasn't sincere.
Nope.
No sincerity there
Try hard.
whatsoever.
Say a word. That's all.
Exactly. That's the problem. You didn't say a word.
Try harder, Jeff.
Just be better.
It's really
be
sad.
better.
Really sad. All right. 888-900-3393. Use that number tomorrow, and we'll talk to you then. We've got overtime coming up today. We've got a bunch of Trump video from yesterday. Also, Greta Van Susteren.
No.
Greta Van Thunberg. Greta Van Fleet.
Who's
Greta.
still around? There's a Greta.
Greta is coming up in some way. Greta Thunberg's got a new cause, and we will share that with you.
Wait, how old is she now?
I like 38 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she's, 21, 22?
I think so,
In there somewhere. All right. Well, see you on overtime coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.